Welcome to our Remembrance Day episode of KinFit. Hi, I'm Michael.
I'm Tiffany, and today it is a beautiful fall day here in Montreal, and we are filming at Place des Arts. So, without any further ado, let's go and find out what's happening in this week's Fit News. So, what is going on in Fit News this week?
Well, you and I heard about Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC's announcement earlier this week about them trying to eliminate trans fat by next year on most of the items on the menu.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah, and after they announced this, a couple other major fast food chains said the same thing, like Burger King, Subway, and even Starbucks said they'll be trying to reduce the number or eliminate trans fats in their foods by next year.
Good.
Yeah.
And also on that, KFC not only is eliminating the trans fat from their ingredients, but they're also changing the type of equipment used to make the chicken. So I think they're actually taking this very seriously, which is good news for us.
Yeah, and they also said they weren't going to increase their prices of their foods by having these changes done.
As well, they shouldn't?
Nope.
Good.
Staying along the topic of trans fat, Canada's going to be trying to implement a new rule, sort of like the New York law that I talked about a while ago, about New York City trying to eliminate trans fat or reduce trans fat in restaurant foods.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Canada law a little bit better because they don't just target restaurants, they also target packaged foods.
Ah.
Because the one in New York, you can tell the restaurant you can't have this amount of trans fat, like levels of trans fat in your foods, but nothing's stopping them from buying packaged foods and, let's say, putting that ingredient into their meals. And that doesn't make a difference because the trans fat will still be as pretty high.
Ah.
So Canada's trying to target packaged foods and foods in restaurants, and I believe they're going to prohibit restaurants from using foods that have more than 2% of trans fat in it.
Good.
Yeah, and they're trying to implement this rule by 2008.
Excellent. So very, very soon, I think this is going to come to pass, which is good news. Yay! Yeah. All right. So also big news this week. Researchers have identified a key compound, resveratrol, in items such as red wine, which is probably the secret to the French paradox, basically where in France there's consumption of lots of red wine, high-fat foods, yet their rates of obesity and heart disease are very low. So what is this stuff? It can actually be found as well in grapes and nuts, not in white wine though, but only red wine. And what it does is, they say, they're not quite sure yet, but they're thinking that what it does is mimic the enzymes that control lifespan in the human body. Not only that, it also kind of maybe tricks the body into thinking it's consuming less calories. So who knows how exactly it works, but so far the tests have shown that it can help to increase lifespan a little bit. So that's kind of interesting. But this doesn't mean to go and drink all the red wine that you can find, of course, because everything is always in moderation, of course, because they haven't identified how much we should be eating or consuming or whatever. So, yeah, don't go and chug the first bottle of red wine you find. And, of course, like I said, there's other alternatives such as grapes and nuts. But just to let you know, this is some of the things that they have been finding out. Very interesting.
That kind of reminds me of that episode of Simpsons where they move out to the mountains and Homer works for Scorpio and Marge is at home and has a glass of red wine every day.
Well, I guess we can learn everything from The Simpsons.
Right. Anyways, in other news, I visited WikiHow lately and I found a really good site in WikiHow. And basically, if you remember, I did a fit tip on office exercises.
Yes.
I gave a lot of sites, but the reason why I'm mentioning this one is because you can find a comprehensive list of advice that they give you on WikiHow on exercises or stuff you can do while at your computer desk.
Okay, so everything on one page.
Everything on one page, and the advice is pretty good too, so I recommend you to go check it out, and it'll be in our show notes.
Good.
Yeah. And last but not least, just when you thought junk food couldn't get any worse, I was on Yahoo News, and apparently fried Coke has made its debut in the US. God. Yeah, this guy, his name is Abel Gonzalez. He's from Dallas. He invented or he made fried Coke. And basically what it is, it's batter mix made of Coke syrup, a little bit of strawberry syrup and strawberries. And what he does, he deep fries them like donuts. And they come out like little Timbits or Dunkin' Donut munchkins. I know, it's pretty bad. And on top of that, when he serves it to you, he even puts like whipped cream and sugar on top of that. So it's like a load of sugar.
What not to eat?
What not to eat. And yeah, and he also said that look forward to next year because he's going to be trying to make fried Sprites. And for you Weight Watchers out there, fried Diet Coke.
All right, so while I'm still in shock and awe, I guess that'll be it for this week's Fit News.
Yep. So, ski season is just around the corner, and to be an adequate alpine skier, you need to have good balance, good lower body strength, and good upper body control. So for this week's Fit Tip, I thought I'd show you an exercise on the Bosu that works all three areas all at once. The exercise is called squats on a Bosu, but before you actually go onto the Bosu, which is pretty unstable, you might want to practice your form, your squat, on a stable surface. So proper squat, remember, feet shoulder width apart. You lower your body, all the weight should be centered down the middle of your body. Most of your weight should be on your heel or in the middle of your foot. Back straight, bend at the hips, bottom out, as if you were sitting on a chair. Okay, stop, do a half squat about 90 degrees, and then come back up. Okay? So once you're comfortable and you feel that you're able to do a proper squat on an unstable surface properly, you might want to get onto the Bosu. Okay? Find your balance first. Lower yourself, same thing. Bottom out, back straight. Half squat. Find your balance. Slowly come back up. Okay? One more time. And back up. Now this is a simple exercise. For those of you who are a little bit more advanced, a progression with this, for this would be start off straight and you just drop and you hold yourself in the half squat position. Slowly come back up. Drop and hold. Now for those who are even more advanced and want to add a little bit more direction or multi-direction into this exercise, you can jump and turn. Okay? So you start up in this position, jump, turn, find your balance, hold it, squat, slowly come back up, jump, turn, hold it, squat, and slowly come back up. So these are a couple of exercises you can try. Okay? This will for sure help you for your upcoming ski season, and we'll see you next week.
So today on In Foodmation, we're going to talk about poppy seeds because this is our special Remembrance Day episode. So poppy seeds, I thought it'd be nice. So first of all, where do poppy seeds come from? Yes, from the poppy flower, and sometimes called the opium poppy. So that sort of indicates that yes, poppy seeds do contain opiates. So like the urban legend says, if you consume foods that have poppy seeds in them and you have a drug test after, you may test positive for opiates in your system. So, word of advice, if you're going to be participating in an athletic event or a really important interview for a job, don't have anything with poppy seeds in them because you will test positive. But give it a day or two and they'll be completely out of your system. So it's not a big worry, just to let you know. And just another little thing, don't worry if you eat like a couple of bagels with poppy seeds on them, you're not going to get high. You have to consume copious amounts of poppy seeds before any kind of effect will really happen from them. So don't worry about that, okay? It's just for drug testing. They only need a very minute amount to test positive, okay? So that I thought was a little fun thing for you to know. Now, on the nutritional side, poppy seeds actually have very good nutritional value to them because they're composed of mostly essential fatty acids, which is good for our diet, unlike saturated fats. So the omega-6s and the omega-3s are in these poppy seeds, as well as they're a very good source of calcium. So about 10% of our recommended daily intake of calcium is in one serving of poppy seeds. So that is really good, as well as some other important minerals. So if you can add them to, say, pancake batter or muffin batter or cake or something to increase your intake of that. So it will be a fun thing to do. And you thought, poppy seeds, what could you do with poppy seeds? They're actually not too bad for our diet. So why don't you give that a try this week?
So this wraps up our Remembrance Day episode of KinFit.
So go get your poppies, don't fry your Coke, and check back our show notes for all the important things we want you to find out.
Right, and if you have any ideas, suggestions, or questions you want to give us, just email them to us at info@kinfit.tv.
A big thank you goes once again to Timmy, our cameraman.
Yep, and it's getting pretty cold, so I'm going to run across the street and get myself a hot chocolate.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
What the?
Ha! Thinking ahead.
In any case, so remember, don't quit.
Stay fit. What?
Welcome to our Remembrance Day episode of KinFit. Hi, I'm Michael.
I'm Tiffany, and today it is a beautiful fall day, and there's hair in my mouth. It was gonna be weird.